Right. Yeah. So always have your arsenal of content. Always be ready.
Don't be afraid to drop either. Like I know a lot of people who are like I know so many people that I work with like on a regular basis that they come to record songs with me and they don't put anything out. They don't have no videos and I'm like, bro, you got so much music, put it out.
Would you drop that music? And would you drop that music without the artist if they don't want to drop it?
I mean, no worries. No. I always
If you know the song is fire,
You can't.
and he don't want to drop it. He's like, man, this song is fire, he don't want to drop it.
I mean, do you care about burning the bridge? Or like getting sued or something?
One thing I do want to say on that note is that my favorite Instagram post that I just saw about what you said about dropping consistently or dropping when you have a hit is some artist just said just keep trying to make a hit every single day. And that's like the best way to go into the studio. And when I did a podcast with Sada Baby one time, I brought that up to him and he almost wanted to kill me when I asked him that. He's like, you shouldn't even know what portfolio is. You shouldn't even know what any of that is. You should just make and drop, make and drop. And I was scared, son. And I believed him, but I was scared, son. Like, all right, just keep dropping, just keep making it, just keep. And I didn't believe in that, but these guys said it, so I'm gonna back it up.
It's so true.
Yeah, I'm gonna back it up.
Besides the model, look at how many videos he has on YouTube with over 1 million views. Think about that.
Posting-
I remember the Sticks and Stones day when he first started dropping. I remember Stacey didn't know. Like, first time model.
I had like 3 songs like in the ball with him when I asked him like, hey, what do you do with that one song? And he snapped and was like, hey, don't ever ask me that. I got 1,000 songs. So, I ain't going to drop.
Exactly. Does anybody else want to introduce themselves in that? Get a question in?
My name's Jay Ellie. I'm a rapper and producer from West Side Detroit.
What up?
My question is like, what would you recommend for like somebody in my case that's like more of a rapper producer? Like I make all of my own beats, but I actually want to push being an artist. But I have the technical skills of making beats, engineering, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like years ago, I let engineering and producing kind of overcrowd me being an artist. Like I looked up and it's probably like I only got like 10 songs by me, but I done made hundreds of beats for this person, that person, trying to network and all of that. Like, how do you find a balance within that?
I mean, that's a really great question. And first off, I applaud you for dipping into multiple bags because the more diverse of a creator that you are, the better off you're going to be in general. But it goes back to balance. If you're upset that you have 200 beats in folder and only 5 songs done, make more songs.
Why don't you just rap on more of the beats?
Yeah.
Do you rap on your own beats?
Yeah.
Do you only rap on your own beats?
Yeah.
I feel it.
Oh,
Yeah. No, that's dope. You gotta find balance and whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean? Like, you speak in the sense of business, but the truth is, I'd venture to guess that everyone in this room makes music because at some point early in their life they found that they love music. Same as me. So let the passion be the passion, let the business be the business, but find your balance.
And then I say just start putting yourself out there more as a rapper. And then people kind of start looking for you as they want to hear your new songs, your personal new songs. So you just start pushing yourself more as a rapper, but definitely you can still do your producing, beat making.
Yeah, definitely push yourself as an artist. And,
Yeah.
and maybe don't put too much weight on any of that stuff. Just really make the music, make good music, and drop it. You know, like don't even put too much like thought into like, oh, people look at me as a producer or rapper or whatever. Like, just, you know what I mean?
That's just under pressure on yourself.
Yeah, because a lot of that's just like kind of in your head, you know, like just make it, just do it.
Does anybody else want to introduce themselves?
Thank you.
Blue? Oh, sorry, we've been waiting, right? Yeah, go ahead.
So I just got one question. My name Fireman, I'm from Robert.
What up, now?
So, what breaks your cloud? You cloud in there, you can't write.
Like in terms of like getting a writer's block?
Yeah.
Man, for me, I call it beat block, and it happens periodically, and it's a real thing. Like, it's real. If I'm cranking out Detroit beats for 60 days straight, which is not a very uncommon thing to happen, and I find that I sit down and it's not fun for me, I'm gonna make some industry beats. Just put your energy into a different kind of bag. You know what I mean? You gotta understand as a creator, you can't just have one bag because if you're staying in that same bag all the time, they're gonna get bored as hell of that bag.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You know what I mean? So again, balance and try other things, experiment. As an artist, you should always be experimenting and trying things. As a producer, you should always be experimenting and trying things. And that's gonna you can never truly avoid a block. It's going to happen to all of us, especially if you put time and energy into it.
Right.
But just understand that same energy that you could waste on a block, you could apply somewhere else and teach yourself something. Does that make sense?
That make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like there's some like simple stuff, man. Like go, like live life too. Like go do something. Like I don't know, go to movies, go outside or something. And then maybe even just like look up like if you can't make some beats or something, like look up like how to make some beats. Or
No, I don't do beats.
No, I'm just saying like as an artist or whatever, like just learn about stuff. Like if you don't feel motivated, like just keep like learning about what it is that you want to do.
And it's hell of resources out there for artists, you know what I mean? Especially on YouTube, on Reddit, which I'm just learning about recently because I'm old and I don't really know about Reddit too well, but there's a lot of resources out there, man. Don't be afraid to utilize those. Like I've been doing this about 16 years, and there's not a night that goes by that I'm not researching one aspect of my craft or another. So I strongly encourage you to do that.
Hey, do you want to touch on that?
Tap into something else. Put that to the side for a moment. Tap into something else creative, like you were saying, another avenue of creation. And then once you come back to that, like it's gonna come. You just gotta put the time and energy into something else for something right quick. Because we kind of fry our brains sometimes. Then we get frustrated, you know, like, I can't get this out, I can't get this. You have to put that to the side and focus on something else.
Yeah, man, I actually went through that very, very recently. I had serious block. And I do a lot of different things, so for me not to be able to touch on anything that I do was a problem for me. And I'm very spiritual, so I knew it was the time to take a break for a second, take that 3 to 4 days. I've been posting on Instagram or any social media site every single day for the past 4 years. I never missed a day. Maybe I would take something down if it didn't work or whatever. Got one like, I'm like, man, I didn't care, nobody's seeing this. So I would take it down so the numbers don't represent it. But I've been posting every day for 4 years or being a part of something every day or nearly every day for 4 years. So last week I was like, yo, man, I can't even think of a funny idea. I don't want to do an interview today. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So I took a step back and I just enjoyed my weekend, man. I got a massage real quick. You know what I'm saying? I went to the sauna, I went to the steam room, read a book. You know what I'm saying? I can't read, but I tried, bro. I took a break, and it's okay to take breaks. Don't stress yourself out with this artistry stuff. Don't stress yourself out with it, man. Because if you do, it takes away the true passions and joy of what it is. Some guys are prolific if they can go in the studio and rip through it every day, but you can see that sometimes they decline as far as how great the quality of the content is. So that's sometimes you can look at a major artist and think, you take a break, bro. It's okay.
Yeah.
Music's not hit right now. Take a break. Just take a seat back. So that's what you need to think about.
That's a profound point, especially as you create. Once it stops being fun, so you gotta take a step back, evaluate.
Right on. Does anybody else want to introduce themselves?
I see this guy in the middle with
We
glasses.
got your blue shirt. You go ahead.
It's real quick.
Ladies first.
Okay. My name is Akila. I'm an instrumentalist. I got a chance to work with Pretty on this the other day.
How you doing?
You did great.
Akila's fire.
Everything that you guys
Yes, she
talked about
is.
today is awesome. I needed to hear it, so thank you for the invite and all that. It was just going to be about sampling. What is your thoughts on that? And just to piggyback off of what you were saying about
Sampling.
when you get a block, who do you listen to? You know what I'm saying?
Well, in terms of sampling, sampling is the foundation of hip hop in and of itself. From the very, very beginning. From the very, very beginning. So sampling is an integral part of what we do. It's very important as a producer to understand aspects of sampling, to utilize sampling, and to find creative ways to innovate with it. Because a lot of people, even if you're familiar with like free loops, you know, you pick up a hi-hat, a snare drum, you don't think about it as a sample. Those are samples. All the sounds that we use are samples if it doesn't come out of a VST, a virtual instrument, right? So sampling is the name of the game. I'm strongly in favor of it. I love it. I do it as much as I can.
Might switch up the beat a little bit of tempo.
Yeah. Want to avoid a copyright claim, I might do some. Yeah.
Why
Some trees.
Yo, Primo, why don't you talk about the situation you had with Akila?
Well, she was in the studio tracking some violin, and I came down, and you know, we were listening to it, and I think Mike suggested, "Hey, can I send you this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to sample it right now." And I put a post on my Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. It was really a profound thing for me. And you came up to my room, took about 10-15 minutes, made the beat.
Shit's less than that.
Yeah.
14
It was.
It's now 14 minutes. I just shot the sample. Normally it's a little quicker.
It was hard too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun sample. You're not utilizing samples as a producer. You are missing the bag, my
And
boy.
I think it's very interesting to ask Dave about that because obviously Motown probably gets sampled every single day of the week.
Oh yes.
Talk about your experiences with it.
Man, like, you have to make sure you're getting this stuff clear. There was a Kanye West song. What song was it? Fade. What song that came out? Fade. He sampled like 2 different Motown songs, 2 different Motown artists in that one song. And so, you know, when the family heard it, they're like, oh shoot, he'll sample my dad.
I'm dead.
But the thing is, so they were like ready to like, you know, take some action, but he did it the right way. He went to Universal, which owns Motown songs, with Universal, and did it right. So you have to make sure you are definitely going to the proper sources in these samples, because there's so many loopholes around that. Make sure you go to the proper sources and you'll be able to.
What about the Juice WRLD situation where David Bowie took him for 85% of his royalties?
Sting. It was Sting.
Oh, Sting, yeah,
I'm gonna say, man, honestly though,
Clear those samples.
Anything else on
yeah, clear the samples, but don't even worry about that.
Ask questions, that's what you get here.
It's better that you would get a song that blows up if the sample isn't clear anyways, because it's still gonna do something for you, like even if you don't get the money for it. Because it doesn't mean that every record that you have going forward is all gonna be sampling, but you know that did a lot. Like the Juice WRLD record, that did a lot for Nick Mira.
Napoleon Dynamite now, sorry. Introduce yourself and sorry, actually, I had to, bro. That was like Nemo's son or something.
Shut up,
That's your son, isn't it? Alright, guys. Talk to us, bro.
Hi everybody, I'm Mitch. I go by 1234 as a producer.
What up,
What up? My question to you is, was there ever a particular individual, thoughts, or event that shifted your mindset on creating music as a whole? Like, anything that you would say that you had a shift in paradigm that would cause you to stand out from somebody who didn't, perhaps?
That's an interesting question. I'm trying hard to really wrap my head around how to answer it because there's a lot of different ways I can answer it personally. For me, I remember driving, I want to say it was 2012, 2013, maybe 2014. I'm driving, listening to the radio. Rick Ross's BMF came on. First time I'd heard it. Lex Luger beat, just absolute classic. I remember I literally had to pull my car over. Like, it was so hard. I'm like, and literally in that moment, I decided, like, I'm gonna do this. This is what I want to do. Like, literally, it changed my whole attitude. I was chasing a career in restaurants, like, I'm gonna be a regional manager of a major chain or whatever. No, after that, I'm a producer. This is what I'm gonna do. So that was definitely a moment for me where my whole paradigm changed, like you said. It's a good question.
That's crazy. Because like I definitely, that record was one of the ones.
Bro, I pulled over. It was like, oh my God, you can do this.
For me, in my lane, everybody knows Questlove. And Questlove, he's now doing a lot of documentaries on, you know, artists, about things that's happened in the past. And so he did a documentary called Summer of Soul. And it was about a concert that happened in 1969 in Harlem that didn't get a lot of recognition at that time, but it was huge. You had like Nina Simone there, David Ruffin was performing with a lot of people. And he did a documentary about that. And it just won an Emmy Award. So when that came out, and I had met Questlove maybe 2 years prior and got to talk to him. So when that came out, I was like, I have to, this is what I have to do. Like, he's doing it, this is what he's passionate about, this is what I'm passionate about, and so that just made me just want to work even harder.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I just wanted to say something about like just going all in because for the longest time, like that, I was like when I had started making beats, I was always like putting foot out. I didn't really believe like I could do it because I wasn't really around anybody like that. You know, everybody, oh man, you should just get a job or like, oh, be a producer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't really think I could do it. And so I always was kind of one foot in, one foot out. But as soon as I decided, I was like, I'm about to do this. Like, I went to jail for like a year, and like, I was like, all right, fuck, I can't.
We robbed the bank together.
Like, oh, I don't really care about this like that much.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, I'm gonna do this, like, I'm gonna make this work. Like, that's what I said. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told myself. And as soon as I told myself,
It became official. Right?
yeah, like, it took me a while. It's not like it just happened or whatever, but like, it was that mindset of like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna go hang out with like my old friends. I'm not gonna go waste my time on this, or I'm not gonna spend money on this bullshit here. Like, I'm gonna put it all into the music shit. That's what happened. I think that was a pivotal moment for me.
Well, I know I gotta get my cameraman out. Introduce yourself real quick to everybody, man.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm JJ Fly, Trail Tide Radio. We Dope Nigga Entertainment.
Trail Time Radio.
Yeah. So my question is for Danny G and Primo. When your beats are being purchased or leased, and you hear the artist on your track, are you expecting to hear like more of a the beat makes the artist or the artist make the beats?
That's one of the questions, man. It's on a very case-by-case basis. Like, I deal with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of artists, and they're all different, special little snowflakes in their own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And oftentimes I don't know what to expect, unless we have established a relationship. If the relationship is purely transactional, if you're just buying beats and going to some studio, like let's say you live in Wisconsin, Washington, I've never seen it. You know what I mean? Which happens a lot for me. But I don't know what to expect out of these guys. Now, like, let's say you and I are in the studio 2-3 times a week. I have an expectation at that point because we've established a relationship and rapport. So it just really depends. I don't have a firm answer for that question.
What exactly was the question? Like,
It was more like, do your beat make the artist or do the artist make your beat?
I feel like it's a collaborative thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like two people like come together and make it something like really special or whatever. Like, my beat could be like really sweet, but it's even better like when somebody who's rapping or like singing on it is dope. So it just makes it something bigger.
Anybody else want to introduce themselves? Are you trying to get in there?
Yeah, I just, my name Ricky, aka Ricky Bell. I've been rapping for a while, probably since the Blade days. That's where I had an interview with Kid L, a couple of months ago. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but my partner here, we had established a record label called 30 Block Records, things like that. We went on to do separate things. I established another record label called 7 Mile Records. So my question is, where do you guys record at? I mean, I'm familiar with you guys on Instagram, making beats and things like that, but where do you guys actually record at?
I record at Get Fresh Studios.
Here.
Yes.
And also, we're gonna do touring of the studios after this is done. We'll do one half the group downstairs and the other half upstairs for the new studios. They're both under construction, so they're a bit messy, guys. But we'll show you guys all that stuff tonight after that. We'll do like 5 minutes in each studio, each come out. And they'll, Primo and Daniel will have you guys.
Mike, you did a good job, man. Thank you.
I primarily
Let's go.
I primarily take sessions here, but I will work with the other studios too. If an artist is somewhere else, I will lock in with them. Like the hip hop lab, I still go up there and work with the artists there.
Any last question real quick? Last question. Who's been waiting the longest, man? Be honest, I don't know who's waiting.
And when you break it down, that's a huge amount of difference. If you can get, because you can get really good mixes in the box, but if you can make that really insane mix that you did, sounds 13% better. And it's all I know about this, like about knowing how to turn the knobs and why you're turning the knobs, you're turning it. And also, if you're not making at least $4,000 to $5,000 a month engineering, I would not recommend that. If you're not making like $5,000 to $6,000 a month engineering or producing, there's zero reason for you guys to